Today I will be showing you how to turn a PowerPoint into a video with Camtasia 2023. Before we get started, I'd like to tell you where to find Camtasia 2023. It can be found in the library basement in the Library Learning Commons, room 111. Look for the room with the green Camtasia logo on it. Once you've logged into the laptop using your CSC credentials, you'll see all of your desktop icons. Camtasia 2023 might already be on your desktop. If it's not, you can press the Windows key on the keyboard, where this pop-up will show up. Start typing in Camtasia 2023, and then select the best match. Once it's selected, Camtasia will open up. Now let's get started. So when you first open Camtasia, you'll be greeted with this Welcome to Camtasia screen. Here you can find your recent projects and a New Project button. If you click on New Project, you'll be greeted with your workspace. There are a few things I want to go over in the workspace before we get started on how to edit our PowerPoint into a video. First, we have our media bin. In our media bin, it's sort of like a file management system. It's where all your files will go, where you can then drag it onto your timeline. Your timeline is where you'll be editing your video. Then we have our video player. This is where you'll see your video and all the edits you make in real time. Here we have our player head. You can drag this along your timeline and scrub through your video as you're editing to see it in your video player. This is our play and pause button. Once you have media in your timeline, you can come up here and select play or pause to play through your video. Alright, let's get started. Go to your media bin, select Import Media. Here, your file management system will open up. Navigate to where your PowerPoint is. Select it. Then hit Open. Your media will then import into Camtasia as individual images. From there, you can click and drag your media onto your timeline. That our first slide has been added to our timeline, we can now see it in our video player. A helpful tip: if you're going to be recording a voice narration, it's best to record it one slide at a time. This means adding your slide to your timeline, going to voice narration, and then recording before adding any other slides to the timeline. Well, let's go there now. Under Audio Effects, you'll see voice narration. If it's not there, you can click this More button, where it will show up above Captions. So click Voice Narration, start voice recording, and record a voiceover for however long you want. This can be 5 seconds, 10 seconds, or however long you want. Once you're done, press Stop. Save this voice narration in your file finder, and the voice narration will automatically be added to your timeline. As you can see, this voice narration is longer than my first clip. So I want to extend this clip to be as long as this voice narration. In order to do that, I will hover over until my mouse turns into a double-headed arrow. I'll then click and drag out this clip until it lines up. I kind of made a mistake in that video clip, so I want to cut that mistake out. In order to do that, you can edit this audio. If you press Control on the keyboard and scroll the mouse wheel up, your timeline will zoom in. From there, you can make more precise edits on your video. I'm going to take the player head and I'm going to drag it to about where I messed up in my audio. This would also be a good time to press play to listen to the audio to see where you messed up, and then pause it once you found that spot. I'm going to say this is the spot that I messed up at, and this is the spot I want to cut out. So once I move the player head to the spot in the narration that I want to cut out, I will click on the narration so that it's highlighted with this yellow box. Then go up here, select Split, and then go to the player head again, drag it to where I want to have the audio meet up. So for me, that's here. I'll click on this new audio narration, so it has this yellow box, and then go back and select split again. And then this narration that shows up in the middle of these two ones we want to keep is the one we can delete. So I will select it and then just hit backspace on the keyboard. Now I want to move this narration over, and I just did that by clicking on it to highlight it with the yellow box and then dragging it over until it meets this other voice narration. As you can see, my video image is once again too long, so I'll just go back and drag it down. To zoom out of this extended timeline, I'm going to show you a different way to zoom in and out. Right above your timeline, you'll see this magnifying glass with a minus and a plus. You can click on the minus to compress your view, or click on the plus to expand your view of the timeline. Alright, let's add another image. So I'm going to go back to my media bin, and let's add another image. I'm going to add this image. You can also add images in PowerPoint slides in any order that you want. You don't have to keep it in the order that you imported it as. And so I added the fourth image in this PowerPoint instead of the second. Then if I wanted to record another voice narration for this slide, I would go and move the player head until this slide shows up in our video player. And I would go back to voice narration and start another voice recording. Alright, so once you have your video fully edited, you're ready to export. In order to export your video, you'll head up here to Export, select Local File, then you'll be greeted with this pop-up. Name your video, and then under Save Location, if you select this little file folder, you'll be taken to your file finder where you can select where to save this video. Once you've navigated to where you want to save the video, click Select Folder, and then select Export. Your video will start exporting, and depending on how long or large your video is, it may take more time or less time to export. Once your video is finished exporting, you'll be taken back to your workspace with this pop-up that says your media has successfully exported. From there, you can just close this pop-up, or you can view the media and have the video start playing, or you can open the file location to see where your video is and make sure that it's there. Here you have your exported video, and from there, you can upload it to your Canvas course site, YouTube, or any other place where you can upload MP4 video files. Thank you for watching.